Hi guys and welcome back to the Mighty Blues. My name is of course Cameron and welcome back today to another live stream. It is Friday. I hope you all have had a fantastic week. It's absolutely boiling again today and Everton have revealed the new 2020 to 2021 away kit, the amber away kit. You can see it to the left of me there. You can also see the pink goalkeeper kit to the right of me. We're going to be having a little bit of a discussion about it today, and we're also going to be having an episode of Ask Me Anything, where basically you put, if you're in the live comments, if you're watching live, you get your questions in the live comments, get your topics, and we just go through and we just talk about them. It's a little bit more of a chilled stream, a little bit more of a relaxed one. We haven't done one of these in absolute months, obviously, because of the return to football and everything that went on during the break in regards to transfers and players we were being linked to and all of that sort of stuff. So we haven't done an episode of Ask Me Anything for absolutely ages. So I thought, you know what, Friday night, we'll sit down, we'll have a little bit of a chilled one and we'll get some questions in and we'll get some topics in and we'll talk about various different things. I do just want to say before we go any further into the live stream, there won't be a video or live stream on Monday night. That is because it is my girlfriend's 21st birthday, so I'm just taking it off basically. I'm just going to enjoy the day with her and give my full attention to her. So there won't be a video or live stream on Wednesday. The live streams will return, on Monday the live streams will return on Wednesday at 5:15 p.m. So yeah, anyway, I suppose we'll go into talking about the kit straight away. I released a little bit of a video this morning, only a couple of minutes long, giving my instant thoughts and my instant reaction on the kit that was revealed by Hummel at 8 a.m. this morning. Obviously the away one being on the left hand side of me and the goalkeeper one being on the right. Listen, I absolutely love it. I really do love it. I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's, you know, it's classical Everton. When you think about Everton and when you think about Everton away kits, you think yellow, you think amber, you think blue. It's really classical. It's classy, it's sophisticated, and it's a fantastic homage to the kits of the 60s and 70s. You know, I think we won our 8th league title in a kit in the season where we had an amber kit. You know, Alan Ball, Howard Kendall, Colin Harvey played in a very similar kit. In fact, it was very similar to this. It was an amber kit with blue shorts and amber socks. This one obviously has got a bit more detail because footballing kits have progressed through the years, but I really like it. I think the blue detail on it looks really good. Obviously the Kazoo logo is blue, which is a massive positive. I also like the little homage to the old EFC crest on the back of the shirt. If you haven't seen it, I haven't got a picture of that, but it's got EFC on the back of the shirt, so I actually really like that. Like I said, and there was some people on sort of social media questioning the design and the fact that it looks very similar to the home kit, but I think it's important when you're looking at a kit like this and when it's quite clear that this kit has been brought out to pay homage to the kits of previous years. And it's not just kits from 5 or 10 years ago, it's kits from, 60 years ago where it was literally just a cotton jumper or a cotton shirt with no detail on, didn't even have a badge on. And even the amber kits that we've seen further through the years, they weren't massively detailed, of course. I think the last one we've seen was in the 2012 season, or 2011-12. And that, that didn't have a great amount of detail. Obviously it had the sponsorship and it was Lecoq Sportif who made it and the crest of the football club, but it didn't have a great amount of detail other than that. And I think, sometimes, and certainly in this occasion, less is more. If there'd been loads of detail thrown into it and they've tried to pull that off as a homage kit or a kit to pay tribute to the previous years and some of the previous amber kits that we've had, and then they put loads of detail in it, it wouldn't quite work. Whereas this one is simplistic, it's very nice. I do understand the questions around the template and it looking quite similar to the home one, but I think it's been done on purpose, and I think it's been done to say, right, okay, well, we haven't put a great amount of detail in this one, but because it's authentic, it's like I said, paying homage to those kits from 50, 60 years ago, the kits with famous Everton legends playing in Alan Ball, Howard Kendall, kits in which we won the league in. So I really like it. Like I said, I think it's classy, I think it's sophisticated. I think Hummel have done a fantastic job on this one, and hopefully we'll see, maybe the third kit, when that gets released, we might see a different pattern on that, or we might see a little bit more of an extravagant design. But this one I really like. It's simplistic, but it's very nice. It comes with blue shorts with amber detail on, and then amber socks with blue detail on. I haven't picked it up yet because I've been in work all day, and unfortunately the shop shuts just as I finish work, so I haven't been able to pick it up yet, but I will definitely be getting my hands on it within the next few days and weeks because I just think it's absolutely unbelievable. It's a fantastic design. It's good quality. and I just really like it. Going on to the goalkeeper kit then briefly, of course, you can see it to me right. Again, this is a bit more extravagant, this is a bit more out there, this is a bit more in your face. Both goalkeeper kits, I think, this season that have been released by Hummel are quite in your face. Obviously, the bright green one, which was released with the home kit, and then this bright pink one, which is being released with the away kit. I like it. Listen, some people aren't a fan of bright pink kits, and some people aren't a fan of kits of bright colour, but I like it. I think it's I think it's nice. Obviously it's got the same design as the goalkeeper kit, the home goalkeeper kit, which I believe Jordan Pickford had a massive say in choosing as well. But I really like it. I think it's fantastic. Obviously, coming with short sleeves as well means that you can go in, if you pick it up, you can wear it out. You don't have to wear the long sleeve version, certainly in this weather. But I think it's really cool. It's a little bit more out there, but I still think it's classy, it's sophisticated, and it'll look brilliant on the pitch. I really do. So overall, I'm very happy with both of the kit releases. And this morning, I think the away kit is absolutely fantastic, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. Again, it is simplistic, and there's not a great amount of detail, but like I said, in this case for me, less is more. And I think it's a fantastic example of a classic Everton away kit. It's a traditional Everton away kit, and we can't really complain when we're going back to our traditional roots. Everton, usually when you think about away kits, okay, you may think about the salmon ones, but traditionally we've worn amber and blue, and I think it really suits, and it looks fantastic. It looks fantastic in person as well, from all of the pictures I've seen on social media of people that have gone out and picked it up for themselves or their children. It looks really good in person, so can't wait to pick myself up one of these. Let me know your thoughts on both of the kits in the comment section down below. We'll dive into the comments right now then. Loads coming in thick and fast. Mitchell says, do you get paid to host the TheMightyBlues? No, I don't, but I don't expect to be paid. That I do it for the enjoyment, exactly like I do the Mighty Blues. Mitchell says, on the premise that Everton can bring in a centre-back, right-back, B2B. That's gone over my head. I'm not too sure what that means. This window, and that's all. Where do Everton finish? Well, you haven't put centre midfield in there, so I think we struggle. I think we massively struggle. Or box to box, I assume that means box to box. Bringing in a box to box centre midfield and a right back and a centre back, I think we probably are pushing for Europa League football with that. I still think we probably need another right winger, or another winger at least, a bit more of an attacking threat, somebody that's going to run at players, somebody that's going to really put pressure on the opposition. I think that would massively help next season, because not only were we weak in the centre of midfield, but we were also weak on the wings last season. I think Bernard got 3 goals or 4 goals all season. Theo Walcott got 2. Alex Iwobi got 2 in the Premier League, or 1 in the Premier League. It wasn't good enough whatsoever. So although we're desperately in need of a box-to-box midfielder and a centre midfielder in itself, as well as a right-back, I think, again, if we're wanting to really push for that Europa League place, I still think we could do with bringing in a winger this season as well. Adam says, Kale on the coaching staff. Yeah, listen, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think it would have its benefits. I really do. Again, Tim Cahill, one of the best players heading the ball I've ever seen in my entire life. Considering he wasn't actually that tall, he would win a header. I was watching a compilation. He'd win every header. Sorry, I was watching a compilation of Tim Cahill's goals for Everton only a couple of months back. I think Everton put it on their YouTube channel. And he didn't score a goal with his feet for like 4 or 5, or maybe even more, 6 or 7 weeks after he joined the football club. His first 4 or 5 goals were with his head, and they were fantastic headers as well. So I'd take Tim Cahill on the coaching staff. I would. I think he could, again, I think he could benefit the likes of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, certainly in that part of the pitch, heading wise. Don't get me wrong, he's fantastic with his feet as well. Obviously, he scored that goal in the World Cup for Australia, that volley, which was absolutely unbelievable. So yeah, I'd bring him in as long as everything was in place for that to happen. Obviously, he'd have to get his coaching badges and make sure that he'd passed all of them first. Hernandez says, what about the transfer show? Yeah, we were meant to be doing the transfer show today with Tom T Logic. Unfortunately, we've had to move that until next week. That will be coming at some point next week. Just mixing schedules, so unfortunately we had to change it, but that will be coming next week. Tom will be on the channel next week to talk about transfers. We're going to talk about wingers as well. We're also going to talk about centre back, so look out for that one. Jay Owen says it's easily the best away kit. I think it is. I think it's the best away kit that we've had in a long time. Again, it's traditional Everton, isn't it? It's classy, it's sophisticated, it's what you want to see from an Everton away kit. I really like it. If you're enjoying the stream, by the way, so far, please do hit that like button. It does only take a second, and if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. Like I said, no live stream or video on Monday, but we will be back on Wednesday, and then of course the streams and the videos will commence consistently after that point. I just thought, you know what, I'll take a little day off on Monday. Knowing my luck, Everton will probably go out and sign about 4 players. But Jonathan says, Duncan Castle's now saying that Everton are pushing hard for Gabriel. I'm sure we are, mate. I'm sure we are. But, unfortunately, I think a lot of teams will be pushing hard for this signature. And I think his agent is got the ball in his court at the moment. And he is playing the games. And he's deciding what happens and who's interested and who isn't interested. So I'm sure we are pushing very hard for him. Do I think we'll sign him? I'm not confident. I can't lie. Sport Channel says, love your car. What's the name? It's not mine. It was my dad's, mate. I put the video up today of the the kit reveal and giving my initial thoughts. And a lot of people thought I was driving the car. I wouldn't drive the car and film at the same time because obviously my concentration wouldn't be on the road. But it's not my car. It's my dad's, and it doesn't have a name. AS says, what's your opinion on the new kit? I think it's boss. Just hope when it comes, the badge stays on. Yeah, listen, I think both kits that Hummel have produced so far have been absolutely spot on, to be perfectly honest with you. I think you'd struggle to criticise either of them in terms of the design and the look. Yes, okay, there's been little manufacturing issues here and there, and I understand that, and look, mine have been perfectly fine, and I haven't had any issues with badges peeling off, but I understand that a lot of people have, and I'm not going to sit here and say that it doesn't exist, because it does, and that's something that Hummel massively need to work on, and the football club massively need to work on with Hummel to make sure we iron those sorts of situations out, pardon the pun. But design-wise, I think you'd be very critical I think you'd be very it'd be harsh to criticise Hummel's designs of the kit so far. I think the home one is really nice. It's different. It's got the chevrons on the arm. It's got a nice blue colour. The white looks good on it. The design on the front looks good. It's really classy. And like I said, other than the manufacturing issues and the physical issues that may be present, I think design wise it looks really good. Same with the away one. I think design wise for me it's tough to criticise it. It's classy. It's traditional. It's paying homage to previous kits from previous years, which we were very successful in. It's it's an Everton away kit that a lot of fans can resonate with. It's an Everton away kit that a lot of fans love because of that traditional element. So I think you'd struggle to knock the design, to be perfectly honest with you. I really like it. Reece says, hit the like button, everyone. If you could hit the like button, it would mean a massive amount to me. Sport Channel says, congrats to your girl. Thank you very much. If you've just joined us, we are doing an episode of Ask Me Anything. So get your thoughts, get your questions, get your topics in the comment section down below, and we'll be going through as many of them as possible. We'll be back on Wednesday after today because we're taking a little bit of a break on Monday as it is my girlfriend's birthday. Where are we up to then? Toothy says, I'd just like to ask, what's up, bro? I'm not too bad, mate. I'm not too bad. I hope you're doing well yourself. Lavit says, with regard to what you say, it looks very authentic. It does. It is very authentic. It's classical Everton. It's back to traditional colours. It's back to the amber and blue away kit that we've seen many a times over the years that Everton have worn, and which we've seen many a successful Everton sides wear. And obviously, when Hummel come in, they made a big deal, and rightly so, about the first connection that Everton really had with Hummel, and that was obviously Alan Ball and those famous boots that he painted, and the paint ended up coming off in the rain because they were white, I think. But that was the first connection that Everton had with Hummel, and it was always quite apparent when Hummel would announce that they were going to do something regarding that. A lot of people thought we might have an Alan Ball inspired sort of away kit or third kit, and maybe a white one, but they haven't. They've gone back to the roots, and they've brought out the amber kit that Alan Ball famously wore in the same team as Colin Harvey, in the same team as Howard Kendall, and it was really smart back then, and it's really smart now in my opinion. Jay Owen says, what do you think about the stadium design? I really like it, mate. I do. I really like it. I can't wait just for it to be undergoing and everything to be sort of in the flow of things and getting sorted. I can't listen. It's going to be tough moving out of Goodison Park, isn't it? But we all know that a new stadium is massively needed, and again, I think the design so far from what we've seen have been very aspiring. Sport Channel says, whatever happened to Koulibaly and James Rodriguez? I thought Everton offered a 4-year deal. Paper talk, mate. Absolute paper talk. Again, Everton have offered deals to a lot of players according to certain journalists and publications over the last 4 or 5, 6 weeks or something like that. So again, it was just paper talk, and it was obviously never the case. Lavit says, just joined. What is the link? Kit on the right of you. On the right of me is the goalkeeper kit, the away goalkeeper kit. Sorry, I assume you meant pink. And that has been released along with the away kit. So obviously we had the green goalkeeper kit released along with the home kit. This one is a pink goalkeeper kit released alongside the away kit, which I think is very, very smart. And yes, it's a little bit out there, but I really, really like it. Wayne says, hopefully Pickford refuses to wear that and leaves. Adam says, what are your plans for the Mighty Blues? For the future of the channel, we've got loads of plans coming. Obviously, we're going to cover every transfer left, right and centre during this transfer market. We've got loads of content coming over the next few weeks or so prior to the season beginning. We've got a podcast in the works, hopefully, that'll progress within the next few weeks and months or so. But we've got loads of plans for the future. If you're not subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button. It does only take a second. It's completely free. We've got loads of content coming in the future. Like I said, at least 3 streams or videos per week, other than next week when there might be 2, but at least 3 streams per videos a week. We're covering everything on the channel, from transfer rumours, transfers confirmed, players leaving the football club, kit launches, everything Everton Football Club will be covered on this channel. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It only takes a second if you're new to the channel, and if you're enjoying the stream so far, please do hit that like button. If you're watching as a YouTube video, by the way, you can still leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below, and I'll try and get involved with as many of them as possible. Don't think because you've missed the stream I'm not going to get back to you or answer your questions. Still leave your thoughts in the comments. Toothy says, Ainsley Maitland-Niles camp thoughts. I like him. I think he's a good player. I think he's a really good player, to be perfectly honest with you. I'd like him in Everton. I heard that he's out of contract, I think this summer, so I'd like him. I really would. I'd like him at the football club. I think he's got a lot of talent. He's got a massive future ahead of him. I do think that there'll be clubs, to sort of elite clubs in Europe that will be looking at his signature because of, how much potential he's got. But I'd take him personally. Reece says, anyone been looking into the Epstein case? I haven't, mate. I haven't yet, but I do want to watch the documentary that was recently released. Sports Channel says, do you think Pickford would wear short sleeve goalkeeper shirt if he was still in Everton? I think he wears the short sleeve goalkeeper kit, doesn't he? Which was a big reason a big factor in the reason as to why Hummel released the short sleeve goalkeeper kit this season, is because a lot of younger people that are watching Jordan Pickford week in, week out and want the kit that he's wearing, are wanting the exact kit that he's wearing. If he's wearing short sleeves, they're wanting the short sleeve version. So yeah, I do think he will. So he says, I'm talking about the Epstein case now. We're not going to go too much into that. William says, Dalot from Man United. Yeah, we've been linked with a move for Diego Dalot from Manchester United over the last 24 hours or so. Again, a right back. Obviously a position that we need to strengthen in. I said it last week, I think. For me, if we're looking at bringing a right back in this summer, we should be looking at bringing a right back in who takes over from Seamus Coleman. This should be a similar summer for me for the right back position as the 2018-19 summer was for the left back position, where we brought in Luca Dean. We made it quite evident quite quickly that Luca Dean was going to be the first choice left back going forward. Leighton Baines was going to be the not backup or replacement, but the second choice practically, and he was going to come in if and when needed to do so, but he also still had the ability to do that. And then this new full back, in this case Luca Dean, was going to come in and he was going to play week in, week out. I think this summer we should be looking at doing the same for right back. We should be looking at bringing a young, talented right back in with a lot of potential, with a lot of ability, with the right with the right attitude, bringing them in and saying to Seamus Coleman, right, they're going to be the number 1 right back now going forward. They're going to take this club forward, and you're going to be the number 2, practically the backup, the player that comes in if need be. Sport Channel says, I don't care what anyone says. I want Yusuf Martinez and Everton would love him. Fair enough. Where are we? I've just completely lost. Philip says, beware, the shirt is small, get a size up from usual. Yeah, with both Hummel shirts, to be perfectly honest with you, with the home shirt as well. I went into the shop to purchase it a couple of weeks ago, and the guy in the shop said to me, what size are you? So I said a small. He said, get a medium because you have to size up. So I think there's a size guide on the Everton website, but just for anybody looking to go out and purchase the shirt, whether it be today or online, whether it be tomorrow, over the weekend, I would suggest getting a size up. If you're usually a medium, get a large. If you're a small, get a medium, etc. Because they are a little bit tight, they are a little bit small, but the club should tell you that if you go into the shop. Obviously, if you don't read the online size guide, then you might know that ordering it from online. But yeah, you're right, Philip. Ordering a size up is a very good choice for all of the Hummel wear, I think, because a lot of it is sort of a little bit tight. Truthy says, I can't even think of a Wobie's Premier League goal. I just remember the one against Lincoln City. I think he scored against Wolves at Goodison Park. In fact, he did. He scored against Wolves at Goodison Park. We won 3-2. Reece says, Wolves at home. There you go. Steve says, let's talk stats. Since we've had the technical director of football, we've been shit. Carlo has won everything in the game, and Brands is supposed to have a better eye for a player than him. Is he really needed? Well, it's an interesting topic, and look, we're going to sit down over the next couple of weeks or so, certainly prior to the transfer window closing, and we're going to talk about Marcel Brands and his role and just how important his role is this summer for Everton Football Club. I think it's important that the club come out and said that Marcel Brands and Carlo Ancelotti will be working together in connection when making signings and when looking at which players to come in and when deciding who they want to sign. I think that's massively important that the club haven't come out and said, well, that's Marcel Brands' job, so he's going to do it on his own. Carlo Ancelotti obviously has to have a say in this because it's his team ultimately, and he will have managed and being aware of a lot of players over the last sort of couple of years or so that will be able to come into Everton and improve us. So it's important that he has that say in the matter. Not that Marcel Brands won't be aware of those players, but it's important that Carlo Ancelotti has a say in who he wants to bring into the football club and who he ultimately wants to manage going forward. I do think he's needed. I think he's got a good eye for young talent specifically. We've seen, obviously, Jared Branthwaite come in over the last 6 months or so. He looks like a fantastic young player with a lot of potential and a big future ahead of him. But like I said, we're going to sit down and talk about Marcel Brands' role at the football club over the next couple of weeks or so. Truthy says, that Kale goal against the Netherlands was incredible. Best goal in that tournament, in my opinion. John Champion commentating was brilliant. I agree, 100% spot on. Couldn't agree more with you. Mark says, Hummel really have come up with the good. You're spot on, mate. I couldn't agree with you more. Greg says, is that stupid Angry Bird still on the arm of the kit? It's difficult, the Angry Bird situation, because it's not on these kits. It's not on the kits that have been released. I've got the home shirt here. It's not on there. Obviously, it's not on any of the training gear either. Megaphone is actually the sleeve sponsor on the training gear, and it's not on the away kits either. The club haven't announced anything officially regarding Angry Birds. They haven't said that the deal has been sort of ended, the partnership has been ended, and that we've moved away from it. There's just no Angry Bird sponsorship on either of the new kids. So I would assume that we're pretty much done and dusted with Angry Birds now, and that's it, and we'll be out there looking for another sleeve sponsor, and then when that sleeve sponsor's announced, then more kits will be released with that sleeve sponsor on, a little bit like it was when Angry Birds first come into the football club. But I don't think we'll be sponsored by Angry Birds next season, in my opinion anyway. Reece says, I'm made up. We went with Hummel. I wasn't happy at first, but they proved me wrong. There you go. I think they proved a lot of people wrong, mate. I think both of the kits are, like I said, design wise are absolutely spot on. Somberio Numero Uno says, hey Cam, would you take Garner back for 50 million? I don't know. It's tough, isn't it, with the Idrissa Gana Gueye situation, because listen, he was fantastic at Everton Football Club, and for 15 million I probably would take him back if he could come in and he could guarantee us another season, maybe even 2 seasons at a push of quality performances and that Idrissa Gana Gueye that we know and love. Then yeah, I'd pay 15 million for him all day long to bring him back. Obviously his age is a little bit of a concern, and whether we could go out there and bring in a player that could do a very similar role to Idrissa Gana Gueye but a lot younger and who would cost us a little bit less money and who would obviously be able to come in for the long run, then I think the club would rather look towards that sort of option. But for 15 million, I'd take him back, certainly considering the situation that we're in. Reece says, I'd take Garner, but on loan. Jab says, I saw the picture with Tom Davies wearing the amber top. Does that mean we're not getting rid of him? Again, a lot of people sort of pointed out at the players that were modelling the kit today. I think it just basically means that we haven't signed anyone yet, so who else is going to model the kit? If you've got 5 players modelling the new Everton kit at the moment, the likelihood is there's probably going to be at least 2 that you don't want to see at the club next season, but I wouldn't read too much into it. Steve says, sadly it's probably 2, mate. Hernandez says, I love Ancelotti, but what do you think it will take for him to stay long term? Worried with all of these crazy rumours that we aren't actually going to sign very many that could force him out. I don't think that'll force him out, mate. I think Ancelotti's been around football long enough to understand that the papers will link you to literally every Tom, Dick and Harry just for the sake of it. I think as long as Carlo Ancelotti and Marcel Brands know who they want to bring in this summer and who is going to come in and ultimately improve the football club this summer, then I think they'll be happy. Again, I don't think Carlo Ancelotti will be reading the names and thinking, oh, well, we haven't, we've been linked with this player or that player, but we haven't really made any moves for him. I think Ancelotti will look at those situations and go, well, we've been linked with him, but we've got, we're never in for him. We're after somebody else instead who we're more than likely going to be able to sign. So I think failed transfers is a different question. For example, if we go in for the player and ultimately it doesn't work out, then that's a little bit of a worry. But players that were being linked with in the papers and stuff, I wouldn't pay too much attention to, and I don't think Carlo Ancelotti will either. Wimmy says, does pre-season start next week? I hate the transfer window 2 weeks in and done nothing. I believe they're back either next week or the week after, for the first sort of couple of pre-season games and stuff. There's not long now, only within the next couple of weeks or so. So, they'll be due back soon. Hernandez says, also, if you're here, Jess, hope you have an amazing birthday. William says, happy birthday, Jess, too. Reece says, can do podcasts. I'll chill in the bath for hours and listen to you. There you go. That's sort of my inspiration behind doing a podcast, is because I often sit in the bath listening to podcasts or listening to, long-winded YouTube videos, and I think, you know what, maybe other people would like to sit in the bath but listen to me if I was doing a podcast. It's definitely in the works in terms of I'm definitely wanting to do it, and it's something that we're definitely looking at. So just stay tuned. Sombrero numero uno says, Davis modelling doesn't mean anything, just that he's at the club. Spot on, 100%. Sports Channel says, what if Ancelotti fails at Everton? If Ancelotti fails at Everton, then I said this. I think the day Ancelotti was revealed as Everton manager. If Ancelotti can't get us to that next level, if Ancelotti can't take us to winning trophies and back to the glory days, then I honestly don't know who can, because he is one of the best managers in world football. His CV speaks for itself. The trophies that he's won in his career speak for themselves. So I'd be massively worried if Ancelotti failed at Everton, but I don't think he will. I think he'll be a success. Andy says the kit looks decent, but I think a normal round collar would make it look 10 times better. Yeah, the little sort of rectangle bit at the bottom was a little bit sort of surprising for me. It is on the home kit as well, but it's just the same sort of colour blue as the rest of the home kit, so it doesn't stand out. You don't really see it, but it is on the home kit, that collar with the little rectangle bit underneath it. Yeah, it probably would have looked a little bit better with just a straight collar. I'm not too bothered by it, to be perfectly honest with you, but I do understand where you're coming from. If you're enjoying the scene, by the way, so far, please do hit that like button. It does only take a second. If you're new to the channel as well, don't forget to subscribe. Jonathan says, scouted Leon Bailey and apparently interested in Chukwueze from, or Chukwueze, I don't know how to pronounce that, from Villarreal. I'd love Leon Bailey, mate. I think he'd be an absolutely fantastic signing for Everton Football Club. He would be unbelievable. I'd love him. Don't know too much about the other player. Jeff says, thanks, Hernandez and Wormy. Jeff says, alright, everyone, alright, Jeff. Somebody says, Chukwueze is a really entertaining player to watch. There you go. Wayne says, lack of transfer business in and out, worrying. Worrying if the club is sitting and Ancelotti and Marcel Brands are sitting and sort of thinking, well, we don't really know what we're doing, but I don't think that's the case. Not worrying if they've got loads of deals sort of ongoing and in in the works, both for players leaving the football club and players coming into the football club, and they just haven't been released to the media, or nobody really knows an awful lot about them. If that's the case, and one day we'll wake up and we'll be linked with the player, and then within a couple of hours he'll be signed for Everton because we've actually been interested in him for weeks and weeks prior, then for me there's no worry. But at the moment I understand the worry, but I'd try and stay as calm as possible at the moment, because it's very clear. Carlo Ancelotti come out, pretty much after every game after the return of football, certainly after the Tottenham game, and every game after that he come out and spoke about how we massively need to strengthen this squad, that we need a centre midfielder, how we need a little bit more, and how we're going to strengthen this summer. So all we can do at the moment is trust in what Ancelotti has said, and I think it's important that we do that. When he says that isn't a short sleeve version, that's just Pickford's top. I struggle to understand what you meant there, but I've got it. Sport Channel says Iwobi and Sigurdsson is posting the pic after playing shite. The holiday pic, I'm not too sure. Reece says, afternoon, Jeff, how are you? Wimmy says, check out Hernandez with the info. Toothy says, I like Maitland-Niles too. I don't think Arsenal fans will be happy with him leaving. He's pretty versatile and has played under all three of their recent managers. You're spot on. Sport Channel says, did you see Tom Davies in the Liverpool shirt? If it's the picture that I'm thinking of, it's incredibly photoshopped, and it's not even a good Photoshop. It's like a fella who's about 3 foot smaller or taller, one or the other, I can't remember, than Tom Davies, and about 14 bloody stone wide, and he's like that. He's a big massive bloody meathead, the fella with the Liverpool top on, and Tom Davies's head from about 4 years ago has been photoshopped onto it. It's massively fake, but there might be a different one, but that's the one I've seen anyway. Trudy says Arsenal fans would not be happy. Yeah, I got what you meant. William says managers cannot be in charge of everything. Transfers are about finances and scouting and all that sort of stuff. Nor can you just buy whoever you want. We did that. That's why we're in the shit that we're in. You're spot on, Wayne. You're spot on. Anthony says we need a complete overall. We definitely do. Wayne says would you loan Gordon this season as he needs to play? I'd loan him. No, I wouldn't loan him. I'd have him in and around the first team. I think if Everton go out and sign a winger this summer, let's just say for argument's sake Leon Bailey, Everton go out and sign Leon Bailey, I'd put Anthony Gordon on the other side and I'd have Richarlison and Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front again. I really, really would, and I'd go with the 4-4-2 because I think Carlo Ancelotti will go with the 4-4-2 next summer. But for me, I think Anthony Gordon has got a case for starting sort of consistently next season. He's much better than any of the wingers that we've got in that position. He's shown he's got heart, he's shown he's got ability. So I just think unless we were loaning him out to a good Premier League side where he was guaranteed to play week in, week out, then I wouldn't be loaning him out at all. Jeff says, disagree, Anthony. We need an engine and some fine-tuning. Defence and attack are decent. But we definitely need a midfield. We need a complete midfield, including 2 centre midfielders, a left and a right midfielder. I think for strikers at the moment, we're sound. I don't think we need to be thinking about strikers. I don't really think we need to be thinking about centre-halves either. Okay, another one coming in for cover would be ideal, but it's not a massive, massive worry in my opinion. Anthony says, Garner was really good, but we need to move on. Very fair point. Tudy says, I kind of think us chasing a centre-back is a waste of time. Wayne says, I could do Brand's jobs. Just sign Nick Pope, Reen and Iodi, Vran, Camavinga, Allen and Havertz, Jadon Sancho and Haaland, and maybe Kingsley Coman. Problem sorted. Imagine, mate. Imagine the scenes. Financial fair play. I'd have a field day with that one. Hakimi has gone to Inter. Toothy says, if Ancelotti fails, we could assume the blame on Brands. Jeff says, if Ancelotti fails, it's Ancelotti to blame. He had his eyes open when he signed the deal. Spot on, very good point. Sport Channel says, I thought Cenk Tosun was leaving. I think Cenk will leave this summer. Jeff says, Cenk currently injured, but we are trying to sell. I agree, spot on. Apparently, Bayern are going to let Leon Bailey leave, according to Eugene, which would be a massive boost for Everton. Get in there first. Get in there before Tottenham get in there. Get in there before any other club gets in there. Go and offer them 15, 20, 25 million, whatever. He is a fantastic, fantastic young player. Sportchannel says, we sold Darling, kept Davis, and Ancelotti said Davis is a future player, so is where we are going. But that might just be talk, just to sort of sweeten the mood a little bit and to keep the peace in the dressing room, and, a lot of managers do that. Jeff says, Cam, if we got Gabriel, Bailey and Allen, would you be happy with that window? I'd be absolutely over the moon with that window, mate, to be perfectly honest with you. I'd like, ideally, another centre midfielder, but I wouldn't be disappointed with that window, to be honest with you. Eddie says, after years under Ken Wright, have staff at the club become conditioned to accepted mediocrity where mid-table position is not failure? It's a good question, mate. It's a good question. I think if they have, that's not an excuse anymore. They need to get out of that, and if they can't get out of that, they need to leave, whoever it may be, whether it be the cook, whether it be the cleaner, whether it be the manager, whether it be the playing staff, whoever that may be. If you are currently at Everton Football Club and you are happy to say, well, we accept this level of mediocrity and mid-table finishes because, it's just become accustomed to us over the years, then you either need to change that or you need to leave the football club. Wimmy says, I think it's not good enough, Jeff. We need 2 centre midfielders, a right wing, a right back, and a backup left back. Yeah, I think we need backup full backs as well, to be honest with you. That is a good point. That's Lavavid. I disagree with you there, mate. I disagree with you. Sport Channel says, have a great day, mate. Thank you very much. Luke says, keep up the good work. Cam, thank you very much, Luke. Really appreciate it. Greg says, we should get John Lundstrom back from Sheffield United. Top quality. He is a top quality player. He is. Probably should never let him go, to be honest with you. But again, I don't think we've got much chance of bringing him back. Alex says, the collar on the away kit is proper shit. Fair point. I'd like to know, Alex, other than the collar, you're overall happy with the rest of the kit? Or are you not a fan? And Jeff says, Tottenham don't need Bailey. They have plenty of players for that position. They do, but at this point, I think Tottenham are just trying to sabotage Everton's signings just because they don't want Everton to sign the players. And Sportjohn says, do you think we will see either Sigurdsson or Delph next season? I hope not. Tuesday says, Cam, which players in this league can you just not stand like they annoy the shit out of you? Oh, good question. There's a few, mate. You know what? Ben Foster's in there. Don't really know why. I just think it's because every time he comes to Goodison Park, he time wastes from the first minute. Andy Robertson's in there. Firmino's in there as well. Can't stand either of them. Troy Deeney, not a massive fan of him, even though he's not in the Prem anymore. Jamie Vardy, can't stand Jamie Vardy either. Who else is in there? There's a few players in there that I just can't stand. Son, can't stand Son. We was watching the other day. He's not in the Premier League anymore. I don't think he was playing in the playoff final. Used to play for Brighton. Was the one that threw that horrible tackle in on Anthony Knockaert. Can't stand Anthony Knockaert. I think he's an absolute knobhead. There you go. Live if it says fair comment. Cal says hello mate. Lamar will be one of the worst signings each bath. Fair enough. Wayne says Grealish for me. I'd love Grealish. Ewan says, would you take any of the Brentford players in the transfer window? I would. But again, I think there'll be other clubs that are sniffing around them. But I'll definitely be looking at them. Alex says it's average. The new sponsor ruins it, in my opinion. Fair enough. Jeff says, who's that tosser at Leicester? James Maddison. I don't particularly mind James Maddison. Off the pitch, I'm not really interested in what any football player does off the pitch. I'm just going on the pitch. And Lewis Harry says, I used to not stand that guy for Sunderland who had porno shorts. Not too sure what you're talking about there. Eddie says, do you think the shite would have achieved their position without changing their backroom setup? Probably not, no. And Wayne says, Jeff, don't you mean at Leicester? I'm confused there again. Anyway, that's going to do for today's live stream. We'll finish it up there. Big thanks to everybody for watching. Really do appreciate it. It means a massive amount to me. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. Big thanks to everybody for getting involved in the live comments and putting your comments in and being involved in the discussion. Really do appreciate it. If you're watching this YouTube video, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below, and I'll try and get involved with as many of them as possible. Let me know your thoughts on the new 2020-2021 away kit manufactured by Hummel, the Amber. Everton going back to their Route 7 going back to the traditional amber and blue away kit. I really like it, in my opinion. I think it's good. I think it's sophisticated. I think it's classy. And I cannot wait to get my hands on it. Let me know what you think about the goalkeeper kit as well. The pink one to the right hand side of me there. Like I said, we'll have no video or stream on Monday. Taking a little bit of a break, but we'll be back on Wednesday 5:15 PM. So don't forget to join us for that one. Big thanks for watching. Please do leave a like if you have enjoyed. Anthony says, Cam, you don't like Son, but you defo have him for us. Ability-wise, I think he's a fantastic player. I just think he's a little snidey bastard. Women says, take care, guys. Thank you very much. Jeff says, cheers, Cam. Latest, everyone. Latest, Jeff. Thank you very much. Judy says, I don't really like Son either. And Sionchu at Leicester. On my hate radar. Not really thingy for Sionchu, but there you go. Greg says, peace, keep up the vids, mate. Thank you very much. Really do appreciate it. Eugene says, see you about the toffees. See you Monday. We won't be live on Monday. We'll be live on Wednesday, 5:15 PM. And Sport Channel says, bye, Cam. Bye, mate. Thank you very much. Wayne says, have a good weekend. Yeah, have a great weekend, Blues. Listen, if you're heading down to the shop tomorrow to purchase whether the new away kit or the new goalkeeper kit or any of the Hummel wear, make sure you do size up because they are a little bit tight. They are a little bit small. So make sure you do go for a size up. Big thanks for watching. Please do hit the like button if you have enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We'll be back on Wednesday, 5:15 PM. Hernanda says, is Jess a toffee too? I know she's here because she loves you, but well, we'll let Jess answer that one if she's still in the live comments. If not, she'll be in the live comments on Wednesday, I assume, so she can answer it then. Big thanks for watching. Please do hit the like button if you have enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll see you soon on the Mighty Blues.